They charge us a tax or tariff, and we charge them the exact same tax or tariff. Very simple.
That was the initial, very simple idea behind reciprocal tariffs. But as President Donald Trump revealed the rates on Liberation Day, the calculations appeared more complex than that.
Bangladesh is 74%, so you see what's going on.
But Bangladesh doesn't actually charge the U.S. 74% tariffs.
For nations that treat us badly, we will calculate the combined rate of all their tariffs, non-monetary barriers, and other forms of cheating.
And despite the White House saying this calculation is in play, there's a much simpler equation to get to 74%. Take the U.S. goods trade deficit between the two countries, divide it by the amount the U.S. imports from that country, and you have Trump's stated tariff rate. For Bangladesh, census data shows the U.S. took in nearly $6.2 billion more in goods than Bangladesh imported of U.S. goods. Divide that deficit by what the U.S. brings in, you get 74%, rounded up. Author James Surowiecki on X appears to be the first to figure out the calculation, and it rings true up and down the chart except for when you see those 10% flat rates, like in Australia, where we actually have a trade surplus. For what the U.S. will charge in return, Trump is cutting in half the listed rate.
This is not full reciprocal. This is kind reciprocal. But what we do is we cut it in half. We charge them. My answer is very simple. If they complain, if you want your tariff rate to be zero, then you build your product right here in America, because there is no tariff if you build your plant, your product in America.
For our example here, Bangladesh, manufacturers in the country say Trump's tariff is a massive blow. Bangladesh thrives in textiles. Its ready-made garment sector is supported by a skilled local workforce and low wages.
Now we've whacked them with a very high tariff to bring back what? Apparel? It's what I say. Are you going to knit your own knickers? This is what this is about. I don't think that's what Americans are thinking about when the president says he wants to reindustrialize the United States.
There were also some countries missing from the list. The White House says the likes of Mexico and Canada were excluded because the U.S. is already imposing separate tariffs. They said Russia's exclusion is due to sanctions and the fact that the U.S. does very little trade with the nation because of it. Yet 2024 census data shows a multi-billion-dollar trade deficit with Russia, while other countries like Serbia number in the hundreds of millions. Serbia is facing a 37% discounted tariff rate. Notably, the U.S. didn't calculate trading services in any equation. That would have lessened the sting on the European Union. The U.S. has a service trade surplus with the EU, but the percentage charged only calculates goods. For Straight Arrow News, I'm Simone Del Rosario.